In this video guide, we're going to see how we can import in Zbrush, export from Blender, and also go the other way around. So how we can basically make some operation of import-export between Blender and Zbrush. Now, we saw in a previous video how we can use a really good plugin or add-on, which is called GoB for Blender and also GoZ or GoZ for Zbrush. Now, we created something in Zbrush and we exported into Blender using GoZ and using Blender, and we also saw how to configure that by using this add-on that you need to download, install, and then configure here in the preferences add-on. This is the one, it's called GoB, and basically the most important thing you need to define is the path to Zbrush. So you need to insert the correct path where you have Zbrush installed right there. And same thing goes for Zbrush. So here from Blender we need to find Zbrush, and from Zbrush we need to find Blender in the preferences, GoZ, and let me just go there back again, and that's their path to Blender. So make sure that the two are connected. But if you're interested, we made another video guide to explain again how to download, install, configure GoB for Blender and GoZ for Zbrush. So just jump back to the previous video where we do this exporting of this really complex model with fiber meshes, so hair and fur, and also the 3D model and the textures and everything. So again, if you're interested, just go back. If you want assistance, write in the comments, ask for assistance. And also you can check the Blender video course and the Zbrush video course. Now, let's create something here in Blender, something a little bit more complex than a standard cube. So I'm just going to go to Add and go to Suzanne, which is the monkey, which is already available here in Zbrush. So you can use it. You can do the same exact experiment. And you can see this is looking too much low poly. So it doesn't have too many polygons. So what we can do in Blender to increase the number of polygons, we can go to the modifiers and add the subdivision modifier, which is pretty similar to what happens in Zbrush when we add subdivisions. So we're just increasing the number of polygons, so we have a nice monkey smooth with a smooth surface. But right now I don't want to do that. I want to keep it low. I want to keep it at 1, so we can see also how we can do it in Zbrush. Now, this is really easy. Once you configure everything, just click on export, and there it is. With a really quick, easy operation, you just exported the monkey head in Zbrush, and now we can work in Zbrush. We can also select the cube and export also the cube. So if you have like many objects, you can go one by one and just export them. And those will be then recognized in Zbrush as sub-tools, so as different objects in a single project. So now we can start here in Zbrush. So if I go in the sub-tools panel there on the right, you can see I have both objects, and this is the monkey. So I can click and select the monkey, and let's add some subdivisions here. Actually, I want to move it a little bit up. It looks a little bit down than the expected. And if I go down to the geometry tab in the tool palette, you can see we have divisions also here. So if I had divisions, I can do it again in Blender. I can do it later in Zbrush, depending on my preference. But just to show you that now we are definitely working simultaneously with both. So I can now increase here the subdivision. So let's try with another export. Now, another thing I want to do to make sure that I export those polygons is to click on this little arrow and do apply. So that's gonna like bake the polygons in there. And to make sure, you can switch to wireframe and see what are the actual polygons. Now let's also go to the material panel and add a standard material. So I just want to change the color here. I don't want to do anything more than that. And let's see if that's gonna also be replicated in Zbrush. So let's export again, essentially. So I'm just gonna go back to the subtools, make sure that I have my monkey selected, and then go back to Blender, click on export, and there you go. Now the only difference is that the monkey head is now down there. I don't know why, so I'm just gonna move it with the transpose tools. So again, if you're interested in all of this stuff, you can check the video courses in Blender and Zbrush. So here I'm just going quick. So I'm just gonna move this up there back again and deactivate the move. Go back to draw when I'm finished. But you can see I cannot actually see the material here. The material in Zbrush are a little bit different from other software. So they're just like, overwritten. And so you need to work with the textures essentially. Materials work in another way. So you can see there I have like the wax material classic of Zbrush, and I can also change it if I want. If I want to make like a skin material, I can do it there in Zbrush. But the mesh itself looks fine. So let's like change material here to see how you can work with materials in Zbrush. So let's try with the texture, because I think that if something is not baked on the model, will not be recognized. So I'm gonna go back to Blender. I want to make this bigger so you can see better, and I will go to the texture paint, so we can test if we can actually paint on the object. It means that we have a mapping, that we have a texture. So right now we cannot do anything. If I go here and click on new, I can create a new color from here, and this will bake that color onto the surface. So this is a little bit different. So here we can export the orange color as a material. Now to make sure that we are actually in a texture and we can paint on that, let's just click there and paint, and we cannot see anything. So we need to assign that texture in the object. So I'm gonna go in the material tab of the object, click on the base color, go to the image, and apply a texture here, so that I already created. So just click on that little icon, click, and there you go. Now this is the texture here, and if I paint, I can paint in 3D, I can paint in 2D, and you can see that it will be now visible. So I can now export that as an image. So to make sure that I'm gonna do it, I'm just gonna go to image and save this as an actual texture. So I'm gonna save it as a PNG in my downloads folder. So let's save it, and now let's go back to Zbrush and let's see here if you can make it. So let's click export again. Again, it went down there. Don't know really why, but well, perhaps it's a little bug probably. And then I will move it. It's nothing so complex. I'm just gonna move it there back on the original position, go back to the draw mode, and now let's also apply the texture, because I don't see the texture there. So it didn't go automatically. So I'm gonna go to the texture map, click in the empty spot, click in the import button, go in the download folder, click on the untiled image, and there we go. Now we have also the texture and the color which I applied. Now the base material will need to be defined here in Zbrush. So I'm just gonna select this white, so it's more natural. And that's it. So we exported the 3D object, we exported the material and the texture. Well, not the material, just the texture, but we changed the material to make it similar. And now let's do some sculpting, because we are here in Zbrush probably to sculpt and use all the wonderful brushes of Zbrush. So I'm just going to use the move brush just to show you a quick change on the topology and also on the texture, because we are also affecting the texture when we sculpt and model. So I'm gonna use the move because it's quick, and we can quickly like create a totally different look for this monkey head. So I'm just gonna like extend the eyes, the mouth, and just do something different so that we can understand actually that we are now going back and export from Zbrush to Blender. So we are going the other way. And in this case, we just need to click on GoZ. That's all we need to do. Well, actually, before we need to activate import button in Blender, otherwise it won't receive the new mesh. So click there and then go to GoZ and wait a few seconds. It should be there, but I think that again it's a little bit like offset. There you go. is right there. So I'm just going to move it again back into the position, but it's there. We can see now the mesh. Now let's check if the material has some issue. It apparently has, so I'm just going to click there on the base color, change it to image texture, and again apply the original, which should be untiled, or actually I think it's exported this diffuse texture right here. And there you go. So we import, export from Blender to ZBrush, from ZBrush to Blender. Nice, easy, quick, and like painless. Now you also have other options to export from Blender, which are like more classic, like FBX export, OBJ export, STL, DAE, and also here you can check the various formats in ZBrush. So just go to the tool, go to import, and here if you go in the menu, you can see all the different formats that you can use in this import export operation, which are also explained in the ZBrush video course again, or in the Blender video course. So you can check also those videos in the playlists. And of course, we can also export using standard export. So again, OBJ, STL, DAE, or we can also use sometimes some plugins, like for example here in ZBrush we have the multi-map exporter, which will help you to export different maps and also create a mesh, which is going to be OBJ in this case. So these are different options, but in this video we investigate a little bit more the add-on GoB and the plugin GoZ. So this will be all for this video guide. If you enjoyed, please subscribe. If you want to support us, join the channel as a supporter, and also you can check our other video courses, leave comments, ask questions, give suggestions, and so on. So this will be all for this video. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video guide.